Jimmy, we have a question from Shirley, and this is for you. She says, I work at a restaurant. How can I get my husband and kids to understand that when I'm home, I can't wait on them all the time?
Well, that's a fair question, but let me kind of go to a principle, Karen, because rather than being specific towards Shirley, is she's saying, you know, I work in a restaurant, I wait on people all day long, and when I get home, I don't want to keep waiting on people. That's what she's saying. And when you go to work, okay, let's say a man goes to work and let's just say he sells all day long, or he works in a restaurant all day long, and he's serving, in other words, and he comes home and he says, okay, I just worked all day long and now I'm home and I'm off. That's not true. The most important things that we do at home. Now, children need to be trained to help their parents and to help around the house. Parents shouldn't be waiting on their kids all the time. You know, when kids get old, they have energy. You know, I mean, when they're 3 or 4 or 5 years old, they got energy. And that is a natural resource to take full advantage of. And that means they make their beds, they take out trash, they help in the yard, they fold clothes and things like that. So the children need to be trained. The husband obviously needs to be trained. The husband doesn't need to, when his wife walks in the door, she's working all day long outside the home and she walks in and all the domestic responsibility is hers. What I'm trying to say is this, it's a shared responsibility. The husband comes home from work, she comes home from work, but the home is the most important thing. So we don't go out and give our best out here and then come home and veg so we can go back out and give it again. We go out and work it out here and then we come home and we all have responsibilities that we share. And when they're shared, it's not unfair on anybody. And what I hear Shirley saying is, it's unfair. You know, I'm out here in a restaurant working all day long and I come home and my husband and my kids are saying, hey, come over here and wait on me. Well, I don't blame her at all for not liking that. And again, Karen, going back earlier in our marriage, I was a male chauvinist pig. And I just thought, I go out and work, I come home, I'm off, and there's my waitress right there. Regardless of what you've done all day long. That is not fair. And so, Shirley, you need to come home and have time to rest and whatever and be waited on yourself. But there are some things, obviously, you're going to still have to do at home with a good attitude and with energy, but your husband and your kids need to chip in. Otherwise, it's unfair.
Well, and I think that it's being sensitive to each other. Like there's other situations that are probably a little bit different than this one where both do work, and so they both come home and they both are tired. And you just need to be sensitive to who's the most tired that day, and come up with a plan that through the week. It's kind of like when you plan meals, plan who's going to do the chores that day, plan who's going to do the dinner, who's going to do the dishes,
you bet.
Who's going to put the kids to bed, who's going to, just come up with a plan. Don't make it a, you better or you can't or serve me or be my slave. It's. You're a team.
Right.
And so come into it as a team playing, this sport of chores.
Yeah.
And let's share this and let's figure out a way that we can both interact in this and come out with the best solutions.
Marriage is about sharing. And when you're sharing life together, you're going to have the best marriage possible. And that means sharing children, sharing chores, sharing responsibilities around the house. And when you're sharing, there's goodwill in a sense that you're serving each other. And that's what this program is about. We're glad that you joined us today. See you next time right here on Marriage Today. God bless you. Goodbye.
Thank you for joining us. Experience the life-changing series Lifelong Love Affair on CD or DVD. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. Marriage Today's latest book, Lifelong Love Affair, is an essential tool couples can turn to again and again for inspiration and strength. Order your copy today. Become a rock-solid partner today and equip yourself with the tools you need for a successful marriage. $14, $28, or $56 per month. Choose the partnership level that's right for you. Become a rock-solid partner today.